I welcome you to St. Bernadette College of Alabang's Learning Continuity Plan Parent Briefing. Let us begin with a prayer to be led by Mrs. Chona Banwa. This will be followed by the Philippine National Anthem.
Rise and thunders roar, I will soar with you above the storm. Father, you are King over the flood. I will be still and know you are God. When the oceans rise and thunders roar, I will soar with you above the storm. Father, you are King over the flood. I will be still and know you are God.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, ewas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang binirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manluluping, di ka pasisigil, sa nagatang tutok sa simoy at sa langit kong pagaw, ay hinagang tula, kawit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitingin, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magtitingin. Lumanang araw ng warhabit
In an unprecedented time, we are now facing perhaps the most challenging period in our generation's education. We here at St. Bernadette College of Alabang are one with you in seeing the silver lining in all of this. And that through this Pence briefing of the school's learning continuity, we may find comfort in knowing that education is still a must for our children and should continue. To give her message to the stakeholders, I am honored to give you Dr. Felicitas Sirabonsa, President of St. Bernadette College of Alabang.
Parents and friends, kumusta po kayong lahat? Welcome to the SBCA Learning Continuity Plan Parents Briefing. This is definitely an interesting time. The last pandemic the world had was back in 1918. I was not even born yet. What a historical time we are living in, even for an 80-year-old woman like me. I'm confident with the advanced technology this world has produced over the years that we will overcome this pandemic together. Due to the current situation, this school year is going to be a special one. Our school administrators are working double time to establish an educational system that is aligned with deaf ed and keeping in mind the Bernadician culture and values. During an adversity like this, we recognize the scarce resources we have. We can easily feel helpless by just focusing on our limitations. However, this is also a challenge for all of us on how creative and resourceful we need to be in order to come out of this situation bigger than we were before. SBCA has always turned to you in promoting the education of our students, your children, to prepare them for life, and yes, a life after this pandemic. Let's take courage, let's work together to be able to create something new for the improvement and development of humanity. This is our torch that produces illumination to our path in order to reach our vision for each Bernadician. Maligayang pagbati sa inyong lahat. Pagpalain nawa tayo ng may kapal. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Dr. Bonsa. To affirm the parents' participation in today's briefing is the incumbent president of the SBCA Parent Council, Mrs. Maria Lourdes Camilla.
A blessed day, my dear Bernadician parents. If I may ask, kamusta kayo? Going strong pa ba? Alam ko po, lahat tayo may pinagdadaanan. And although we are faced with the challenges and difficulties brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic, SBCA remains steadfast to its commitment to give quality education. After the pandemic was declared, we helplessly watched our elaborate world grind into a shuddering halt. It is scary to accept change and to step into the unknown. But as parents, we must be very firm with our resolve to keep our children in the academic community and at the same time, keeping them safe in the comfort of our own homes. Let's try to keep everyone's morals fighting, especially what's best for our kids. The pandemic is temporary. Why I personally don't want to use the term new normal, because it's like accepting that things are going to be like this from now on. Let's be more optimistic and use the term the new now. The new now requires us to adapt to the existing situation with as much courage and hope we can master until the cure for the virus is found. SBCA already made all the necessary adjustments for our children to continue to have the quality education that they deserve. The pandemic has already taken so many things from us. Let us not allow the academic community to succumb to it too. Let us encourage our children to move up to the next level. Let us work together in beating this virus, and let us heal as one with God's help. Let us all be victors instead of being victims of this pandemic. God bless us all.
Thank you, Ms. Camilla. We shall now proceed to the heart of this parents' briefing. We will now present to you a discussion of Learning Continuity Plan of St. Bernadette College of Alabang. To give us a keynote and an overview of our Learning Continuity Plan is our supportive Vice President for Academic Affairs. Please welcome Mrs. Maria Flordelisa R. de Guzman.
Good day, parents, guardians, and friends. I pray and hope that all of you who are watching now are safe and healthy. Thank you for taking the time out to be with us here in the Learning Continuity Plan briefing. I believe that the necessary of change, just like what's happening now, is a great teacher. This is an opportunity for us all to learn something new. Di ba po kayo po ay uma-attend ng webinars? Change makes us work more collaboratively, explore more on our resources. We educators are now expected to act like students. We in school are all working hard to rethink what we do, to reach our students, to stay connected, to inspire them to continue learning. As a school leader, we are called to model essential learning skills because we, of course, are lifelong learners and we model the value of resiliency. In spite of all the adversities and challenges that we are and we will be facing this school year, the show must go on. Education in times of crisis must not be compromised. The situation will be worsened if we let our children stop schooling. At the heart of education is the heart, and going online doesn't change this. We put a premium to the well-being of all our stakeholders. That's why we did our best to ensure that the school includes regular consultation sessions and mentoring program in the class schedule, as well as access in the daily guidance counselor virtual office. With this, we still hold our monthly school celebrations, offer interest clubs, virtual recollections, and First Friday masses for our children, and many more. All these to synchronize our vision with a harmonized and humanized approach that we will be using in the learning, teaching process of our students. This school year will have to let go of the normal curriculum. Department of Education introduces MELC, stands for Most Essential Learning Competencies. They have reduced the pace, the content of the classes. One of the characteristics of the essential learning competency is if the student leaves school, it would still be important for them to have this competency above many others. And another characteristic is it would not be expected for most students to learn these essential skills in a setting other than through formal education. SBCA has done surveys for all stakeholders in addition to staff and faculty meetings. And through your feedback, we have developed our learning continuity plan and class schedule, that will be presented to you by our principal in a little while. In SBCA, we strive to produce holistic Filipino learners with 21st century skills. We envision our Bernadicians to be skilled communicators, lifelong learners, servant leaders, and values-oriented citizens. Let us all fight this COVID-19 by creating a success story for our children. Thank you very much. Mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Thank you, Ma'am Richie. To share with us the highlights of our Learning Continuity Plan is the reliable coordinator of Senior High School Department, Mr. Leonardo Lim.
Thank you, Mrs. Baloyo. In line with the continuity plan of the institution to provide continuous and quality education to our students, St. Bernadette College of Alabang conducts Parents and Student Survey. Through this, with the brainstorming of the academic team and the directives of the Department of Education, we're able to plan our gradual conduct of online classes. By August 24 of this year is the opening of the Senior and Junior High School Department. August 25th will be for the Intermediate and Primary Department. August 26th is for our preschoolers, and August 27th will be the full operation of the institution. Since all of the schools are also planning for this new normal, what sets SBCA apart from other schools? First is our curriculum. We make sure that our curriculum is aligned with DepEd's most essential learning competencies. Second is flexible. We make sure that we utilize the hybrid learning approach, a combination of both online and conventional learning modes via reputable learning management system. Third is parents-teachers partnership. We make sure that our teachers are trained to adapt to online learning atmosphere, at the same time integrating collaborative and value-supported programs such as mentoring and consultation periods. Since we're talking about most essential learning competencies, most essential learning competencies, or MELCs, are set to roll out a revised curriculum for this coming school year 2020-2021, which highlights the streamlining of the K-12 curriculum to the most essential learning competencies. The MELCs were provided by the Department of Education as the primary reference for all schools, school divisions offices, and regional offices in determining and implementing learning delivery approaches that are suited to the local context and diversity of learners, while adapting to the challenges posed by COVID-19. For us to have a smooth-flowing online classes, you are required to have at least one of the following gadgets: desktop or laptop computers, tablets, or smartphones, and try to explore the G Suite applications. That would be all. Take it away, Mrs. Baloyo.
If you noticed in Mr. Lim's presentation earlier, much of our direction this school year is anchored on hybrid learning, or in SBCA's learning terminology, H-learning. Let us first give way to this video clip. implementation of H-learning is the new principal of the Basic Education Department, Mrs. Maria Ramona Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mrs. Baloyo. Dear parents and students, I am very honored to welcome you to this virtual Learning Continuity Plan briefing. This time as the principal of the Basic Education Department. This Learning Continuity Plan is our way of showing you and expressing our unwavering commitment to the continued education of our students despite the struggles and the hardships of this pandemic. There's a saying that a goal is likely to succeed if the heart of its plan is solid. This Learning Continuity Plan of St. Bernadette College of Alabang was formulated from a solid desire of the school to help in the continuity of learning of our students. It was crafted even in the middle of the quarantine with long hours of consultation, discussion, and studies of reimagining what it will be like for this school year in St. Bernadette College of Alabang. Shortly before the end of April, we decided to adopt hybrid learning. St. Bernadette College of Alabang calls this as H-learning. H-learning is what the school shall use this school year to deliver learning in the absence of physical classes. This is not to be confused with the fully online or e-learning, nor should it be taken similarly with the full modular or remote learning. Hybrid learning is a type of blended learning. It is a combination of online and other conventional learning modalities such as physical textbooks, e-books, online and offline modules. As a brief background, hybrid learning was brought about by a surge of blended and distance learning sometime in 1998. A couple of years later, in the US, at the beginning of the new millennium, it became a strategic solution for public schools to address the surging dropouts of high school students who wanted to work. This became a reason for them to use hybrid learning to teach wherein there is no chance to teach inside the classroom. Parents, hybrid learning was founded on various literatures, researches, and a wide variety of studies. In 2004, it became a huge phenomenal success as it was brought out in an article in EDUCAUSE Research Bulletin. A couple of years later, it also became a rousing success presented to hundreds of educators in the first International Conference Springer in the US. To do this efficiently, SBCA will adopt the station rotation H-learning model. We patterned the classes according to this model. In this model, all subject areas and their classes shall have 3 segments. The teacher station, which will be done face-to-face, synchronously online. Part of the synchronous teaching experience will have the collaborative rotation. Apart from this, all learnings done with the use of work texts and modules shall be done asynchronously. Part of our H-learning classes is the use of consultation hours. This will serve as a help desk opportunity for students to consult and engage themselves with the performance tasks given in the classes along with their teachers' guidance. Do note, parents, that teacher stations as well as collaborations shall be done over live video conferencing or other platforms using the LMS, while independent station shall be conducted on the pace of the students. To do H-learning, parents, you should remember two new concepts or terminologies: synchronous and asynchronous. Synchronous are those done when students are online at the same time. What is good about synchronous classes is that it allows instant feedback and clarification, which is definitely a plus for engaging learning among the students. Meanwhile, asynchronous learning experiences are done by the students at different times. They are done at the learner's pace. We see that there is no communication done in real time, but possibly a time for the students to integrate their chance to flex opportunities so that they could learn and experience what they have at home. In H-learning, parents, well-rounded teachers are equipped to make it a successful learning one. An H-learning teacher is trained so that they will fulfill the competencies as well as the targets of all performance tasks. They are seen as subject matter experts, critical thinkers, excellent communicators, and professionals who are believed to be as in loco parentis, or the second parents of your children. For this year, St. Bernadette College of Alabang shall utilize an improvised and realigned class schedule suitable for H-learning. Please note, parents, that these class schedules will still be adjusted according to the availability and loading of teachers. Parents, you will also notice how carefully we crafted the intervals of time in the schedule so that we can efficiently correspond to the suggestions of the WHO and UNICEF regarding the appropriate screen time allowance of our learners. The younger the learner, the shorter the screen time. For kinder, we allotted 20 minutes for each major subject, while minor ones are evenly distributed throughout the week. Kinder will have only one asynchronous day in which reading and writing times will be incorporated. For grades 1 to 3, you will notice that 30 minutes is allotted for each major subject. Minor ones are evenly distributed throughout the week. However, notice that 2 days are allotted for asynchronous days. This is for them to utilize the opportunity of working on the different work texts and assignments provided for during synchronous classes. For grades 4 to 6, synchronous classes for major subjects are allotted for 50 minutes. All minor ones are evenly distributed throughout the week. Meanwhile, for junior high and even in senior high, each major subject utilizes 60 minutes or 1 full hour of synchronous learning. They too shall have 2 asynchronous times each week. For senior high school class schedule, which goes by 2 semesters, we have allocated 60 minutes for applied subjects interspersed throughout the week, while 75 minutes or 1 hour and 15 minutes for each of the core subjects. Note that this sample schedule applies to all strands. However, their subjects vary. We are pleased to inform you, dear parents, that specifically this school year, we have managed to integrate the flagship program of mentoring of the school in our class schedules from grades 1 to 12. This is to ensure our consistent formation in values integration and core values and core competencies. This will also serve as our psychosocial support among our students. Finally, note that each first Saturday of the month is allotted for an online synchronous interest club activity from all our students from grades 1 to 12. Personally, dear parents, I still believe that there is no substitute to the warmth and spontaneous interaction during face-to-face physical activities. However, I would like to invite all of you to see this pandemic as an unprecedented opportunity to thrive and explore new grounds so that we can work hand in hand in one community as learners, teachers, and parents to see better days. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Mrs. Gonzalez. Part of H-Learning is a much-needed internet application or system that will serve as our platform or virtual school ideal to the needs of our present situation. Para po kahit walang physical classes, meron tayong magagamit na virtual classroom na pupuntahan ng inyong mga anak. We call this LMS or a Learning Management System. Let us all watch this next video.
Good day, our dear parents. So today po ay magkakaroon tayo ng orientation and walkthrough kung paano po magagamit ng inyong mga anak ang V-Smart School sa darating na pasukan. V-Smart School is a teaching and learning platform for students and teachers so that your child may still continue learning even at home. Once na nag-login po si student sa kaniyang account with V-Smart School, they can take their everyday lessons created by the teacher, and aside from that, dito rin po nila iti-take ang kanilang assessments. And of course, they can also interact during the virtual classes conducted by their teacher. So perfect po ito para sa mga estudyante na may medyo mahina yung internet connectivity because the students can still take their lessons even beyond the prescribed time of their teacher. So what you are seeing in your screen right now is a sample po ng lesson na makikita ni student sa kanyang account. So with the lesson po, nandyan yung lesson description, objective, lesson outline, and the schedule po ng kanyang webinar na in-schedule ng kanyang teacher. Using V-Smart School also, our students may access their ebooks inside V-Smart. So yung mga libro po ng ating estudyante na magagamit po nila for the rest of the school year ay kay V-Smart School din po nila i-access. So we have this augmented reality feature of our textbooks na once na kinlik po ni student yung AR logo within the pages of their book, ay mag-augment po automatically yung mga images. So these are 3D audiovisual images na ma-enjoy ng ating mga estudyante. So ngayon naman po, i-walk through ko po kayo sa ating V-Smart School platform wherein our students po will use their username and password to log in into their own accounts. So once nakapag-login na yung ating mga estudyante sa kanilang accounts, hahanapin lang po nila yung kanilang grade level. Pipili po sila ng subject kung ano po yung iti-take nila for that particular day and time. So once kinlik po nila yung subject, makikita po nila doon yung lesson description lesson objective, lesson outline, and of course, yung schedule ng live streaming na sinet ng kanilang teacher. So to start the lesson with our students, they will just need to click on Start Lesson. So once nakapag-start po ng lesson yung ating mga estudyante, of course, ang makikita po nila sa loob ng lesson nila will be the lecture na kinreate ng ating mga teachers. And of course, they will also answer the assessments na nandoon po sa kanilang lesson. Aside from that, if ever po our teacher will require our students to pass their output or their final activity, so si student naman po, pwede po siyang mag-attach ng file na ipapasa po sa kanyang teacher. So habang nagtitake po ng lesson yung ating mga estudyante, pwede rin naman pong mag-conduct si teacher ng live streaming or video conference with the students. So saan po pupunta si student? Babalik lang po siya doon sa ating lesson preview. So we'll just need to click on the lesson preview. Then katulad po nung pinakita ko kanina, doon po makikita ni student yung webinar or live streaming schedule na inilagay ng kanilang teacher. So once kinlik po ito ng ating estudyante, automatic makikita po niya yung scheduled live streaming ni teacher. And yung button na makikita ng ating estudyante will be join button. Once na kinlik po ito ng ating student, yung join button, magli-lead po ito into another tab wherein makikita na po niya yung kanyang teachers and yung kanyang mga kaklase inside their virtual classroom. So sa bawat lesson din po ni student, may makikita po siyang send message. Doon po sa ating lesson preview na pag kinlik po yun ni student, pwede po siyang mag-message sa kanyang mga klase and sa kanyang teacher. So basically po, V-Smart School is a one-stop shop teaching and learning platform for our students and our teacher, wherein our students can take their lessons inside V-Smart School, they can take assessments, they can join the virtual classes of their teachers, and they can submit their output. So everything is there. So para po talaga siyang virtual classroom wherein hindi na po gagamit si teacher and hindi na rin po mag-a-access si student ng ibang platform just to conduct or just to take their lesson. Kasi everything is in V-Smart School na po. If you have any questions po with regard to V-Smart School platform, you can always contact us naman po through our account executive or you can contact us through these hotlines din po.
We are pleased to inform you that aside from Bibal, St. Bernadette College of Alabang partnered with another reputable institution, the Scholastic. This is to reinforce reading skills of our learners from kinder up to grade 10 this year. To continue the program, we would like to say that this learning continuity plan will only succeed if the two most important elements of education, our learners and their parents, are given utmost integration. It is, of course, the connection that will help us in this new normal of learning. To share with us students-related concerns as well as parents' involvement in age learning is our supportive guidance counselor. Please welcome Mrs. Annabel Pelayo.
Thank you, Mrs. Baloyo. For some announcements, students are expected to wear the regular school uniform every synchronous class time. Girls or females may wear their blouses with ribbons, while the boys can wear their school polo. For the attendance, it will be manually checked by the advisors and teachers via synchronous or online classes. Do the students need notebooks? Yes, for note-taking and organization. You have the choice to buy new school materials or they may just use a recycled one. How about books? Are you required to buy books? Yes, students will have physical books and e-books for the major subjects, while modules will be used for the minor subjects. Modules can be downloaded from our LMS. Printed copies of modules can be distributed to students with confirmed zero internet connectivity. Despite the challenges of this pandemic, we teachers and our learners, your children, are about to set a temporary learning experience, whether online or through asynchronous classes. We will be making the most of our time away from the physical classroom. No embrace from teachers, no pat on the shoulder, nor even a personal sight of warm smile. Learning will still happen not just because we have age learning in our school, but as always parents, you will be there to assist us. You will be our teaching and learning partners. With this in mind, we at St. Bernadette College of Alabang would like to give you, dear parents, 7 tips in having your children participate in our age learning in this school year. First, help your child establish a stick to a routine. Even though school will go on an online learning format, treat school days just like you would like if your child was attending school as usual. Put up a print copy of their weekly class schedule in visible area at home. Have them understand the value of time management and follow the time allotment by heart. This includes having them get up at the same time every day, get properly dressed, and eat a healthy breakfast. Number 2, choose a good place to learn at home. Set up a physical location that's dedicated to school-focused activities. Make sure it is quiet, free from distractions, and has a good internet connection. Your child's bed is not ideal, for it will disorient with the mood for their learning. Make sure an adult monitors online learning. Keep them in your sight and practice good digital safety. Okay. Number 3, check in with your child's advisor or teachers. Teachers and advisors are usually more than willing to connect with parents via email or phone during consultation hours. Check in if your child is having difficulty managing the online learning platform or staying on task. Be on the lookout for any communications from teachers relayed through our vSmart portal. 4th, let us all encourage physical activity and exercise as well. Your child will be sitting in front of their computer for long stretches of time. The World Health Organization highly encourages regulating screen time for children. The younger the learner, the lesser the time online. Encourage them to use the breaks in the day to stretch, do a quick simple chore, or do jumping jacks. Any movements help. Number 5, resist the urge to sit in on classes with your child. While it may certainly be tempting to pop in on your child's classes, please respect their privacy and that of their other students. Connect with faculty and staff through email or other communication channels after school or consultation hours. Number 6, begin and end the day by checking out your children. This brief grounding conversation matter, checking in students to process instructions they receive from their teachers, and it helps them organize themselves and set priorities. Older students too. These routines can help avoid later challenges and disappointments. They help students develop self-management, which is an essential skill for life. In the morning, you might ask, what classes, subject do you have today? Do you have any assessments? What resources do you need? What can I do to help? And at the end of the day, you might ask, How far did you get in your learning task today? Or what did you discover? What was hard? What could we do to make tomorrow better? Okay, number 7, take care of yourself. This one is extra important, and we hear it often, but take care of yourself too. If you're not taking care of your own physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual needs, you will have less energy, space, and patience to connect with and care of your children. Even 10 to 15 minutes of your scheduled me time during the day is very beneficial. It's more important than ever to find ways to stay in touch and connect with others, whether that be your local community, your school, or your workplace. At the end of the day or week, check in with your support network family, friends, and colleagues to share worries, advice, and the unexpected joys of living life in quarantine. And remember, parents, that we have the power to come out stronger from this experience as we learn to adapt our lives and routines in the face of an unexpected yet livable new normal.
Thank you, Mrs. Pelayo. Before we end, we would like to know that online, on-site, and phone-assisted enrollment is currently ongoing from pre-Kinder 1 up to college. For inquiries, you may call 8842-2139 during office hours or visit our FB page or official website at sbca.edu.ph. In closing, we thank you, parents, for your continued support, not only to SBCA, but to the continuous learning of your children. Now more than ever, we face the most challenging time to let your children do the most essential yet ordinary thing they need, even though the time is extraordinary. Learning continues. May Saint Bernadette guide us all. Ladies and gentlemen, we give you the Saint Bernadette College of Alabang hymn.